It's The Lesson with Mr. Clark on Lake Effect Radio.
You're gonna learn today. You're gonna learn today. All right, all right, all right.
All right. I can't help myself. Welcome back for another episode of The Lesson. This is episode 4. I don't know what I'm going to name it yet. In the studio with me this week is... I'm going to let him introduce himself.
Well, thank you for having me on your show. My name is Mr. Giovanni Braden Dorsey. They made me call myself Mr. Gio. So going with the theme of the show, I'm going to take it and go there. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here, Mr. Gio. Mr. Gio is a graduate of HBCU with a bachelor's degree in political science, right?
Yes, sir.
And he has experience working in media on the radio. So I thought what better guest host I would have than Mr. Gio himself. And we've been through like some similar situations in regards to violence. So
well, yeah.
We had that situation to bring us together. So I was like, why not? Come on. Let's see what we can do. So, as always, we're going to start off with teachable moments. Now, there's a few I have. Well, and just so you understand what's going on here. So, bi-weekly, the show is going to be different. So, last week we had our multi-generational day. And this week we have our youth day. Also, used to be our solo day. But as I accrue more guest hosts, then it won't be solo. It'll be youth, like all youth. And then it'll be multi-generational night. But in teachable moments this week, pre-show troubleshooting. So, we want you guys to watch us live so you don't miss anything. So, if you go to livestream.com/Lake Effect, you can catch us there on Mondays, 7 p.m.-ish. So, like 7:05, 7:10. And then you can catch us on YouTube that following day, which would be Tuesday, right? Tuesday-ish. And the video recording of the episode will be there. And the channel is The Lesson Radio Show. I'm going to break the show up into the segments and also have the full episode there. So let's say you are more interested in teachable moments than anything else we talk about, cool beans. You can watch it all by itself. And we're available on SoundCloud. And if you're thinking about calling in or would like to leave us a listener question, you can leave us that listener question on askthelesson@gmail.com, which is our email address, or you could call in live at 440-940-6615. Now that all that crap is out of the way, the lesson or teachable moment of the week. So my topic was good instigators and bad instigators, because they're both out there and we need to understand which ones we're dealing with, because they could cause some issues or they could clear a few up. Sounds familiar?
Oh, you definitely, trust me.
So, I had 2 stories in Hot Topics that kind of relate to that. So, Wendy Williams instigates a legend fight between Mariah Carey and Jennifer Lopez. So, if you've been paying attention or if you've just been following Wendy, she's like instituted these moments of just unnecessary drama. So, like, it was the whole Jennifer Lopez goes to see Mariah Carey's show on the Vegas Strip or whatever, and she was texting during the show and she wasn't actually paying attention. So that was a bit of like legendary shade right there. And then you have Mariah Carey, her initial interview that kind of started the whole debacle was like back in the 90s, and when questioned about Jennifer Lopez, she responded, "Who?" So ever since then, it's been like a back and forth cat fight. And it had pretty much cleared itself up. I guess Jennifer Lopez making the attempt to be at a Mariah Carey concert regardless. But leave it to good old Auntie Wendy to pull out the fact that she was on her phone and not even paying attention to the show. And I think there was something recent as of late. Oh, no. TMZ actually bumped into Mariah Carey again and asked her, hey, so about Jennifer Lopez. And she was like, I'm still confused.
Oh, wow.
So, like, even to this day, she's not aware of who Jennifer Lopez is. And within last week, Jennifer Lopez was actually on the Wendy Williams show, and when asked about Mariah Carey and her J-Lo Who statements, she said, well, you know, I've heard she's intoxicated sometimes, so maybe she really didn't remember me when someone asked her. So just ultimate forms of shade. And they didn't necessarily like each other, and we probably wouldn't even necessarily know hadn't the instigators in the situation been involved. So that inspired me to talk about good and bad instigators this week.
Well,
So,
just to ask a quick question about this, because I'm pretty ignorant to what happens in the celebrity realm of everything. If you know Wendy Williams was paying attention to the show, maybe she wouldn't have seen, who was it, J-Lo? She was texting
right.
during the show, so it's like, Wendy, you might be throwing the shade back at yourself.
It was a video of J-Lo on her phone at a Mariah Carey concert, and they were just talking about it on the show. They weren't both there.
Wendy, get a life. Shoot, please. I don't know. I've seen her. She's really, really tall. Really, really tall.
I'm not about to play with you
I mean,
like that.
She's really tall with big hands and big feet. Makes me wonder, but that's okay.
She has a child, and I'm just going to leave it there.
Okay, all right.
And,
I got you.
And on the opposite end of the spectrum, we have good instigators. So Black China and Rob Kardashian.
Okay, before we go on, I know who Rob Kardashian is, but I do not know who Black China is.
Black China. So, you know who Tyga is?
The rapper that's messing with the 17-year-old girl.
Okay, so you do know who Kylie Jenner is. Okay,
yes.
Prior to dating Kylie Jenner, Mr. Tyga was in a relationship with Black China, who birthed that beautiful child him and Kylie carry around. So that is who Black China is.
Oh, wow. I really was not aware. Okay, you're teaching me something here.
Former friend of the Kardashians.
Okay.
So that's why she has all this animosity towards them, because before, you know, their sister dating her baby father, she was a friend of the family.
Oh, wow. Okay. Carry on. I want to hear more about that.
So,
seriously.
Now that whole situation developed, she kind of latched herself on to Rob, who's like been ostracized. He's like the black sheep of the family.
Really?
So now she's dating him.
What a messy situation.
Yeah, so her baby's father is dating the sister, and she's dating the brother.
So what if, like, she has a kid by Rob?
Yeah.
And, you know, Mr. Tiger
That's what we're all waiting for. We're excited. Yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah. Like, the payback is so strong in
Like,
that situation.
I don't know. It's like, this is like real life, but then again, it's more like a television show anyway. Say that again?
Telenovela.
Yeah, see, now you
I try to
taught
do
me a
the
new
Spanish.
word. Telenovela.
Yes,
telenovel.
We have so many issues here on how people decide to pronounce stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Hey, more power to them. I don't know much about the Kardashians and the quote unquote Black China. Does she have a real name?
Well, I mean, as far
Or is that her
as
name?
names go, I think public figure name is as good as a real name these days.
I mean, her name might be China.
I don't know what it is.
Just added the black there to be more ironic.
That's stupid. That's like really bad of me not to know. I think it's like Rebecca or something crazy.
Oh, what? Really?
It's like the least black name you could probably have.
Oh, geez. Okay. They said I can say damn on the show, so I'm going to say damn.
Well, anywho, the fact that she has kind of gotten in, she's instigated herself into his life, and now he's actually doing significantly better than what he was prior to her being around, regardless of her intentions.
Rob?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Black
he's
sheep.
out losing weight now, and he's more public, and, you know, he's just doing better. So, that first story made me think like, oh my God, there's like terrible instigators in the world. Like they keep stuff going, but there's good instigators in the world. Like even though they might, I don't even know what intention she had. Maybe she hung out with the family, so maybe she just really likes Rob, and this was her opportunity to like kind of be with him and stick a knife in the Kardashians too. But I definitely like contemplated on what type of instigator I was, and if I was an instigator, or in what situations is instigation.
You an
good.
instigator? I couldn't see that.
You'd be surprised, Gio. You used to be surprised who I could turn into when I'm put in that situation.
Really?
Very what is the word? I evolve really quick. I'm not a three-legged
or are you
lizard out
devolving
here.
though?
It's not necessarily. No, I think whatever powers are called on is when they're called on.
Okay, I guess I can agree with that. I can, you're adaptable.
Yeah.
You adapt to different situations. I mean, I wouldn't call myself an instigator. I always have this thing about myself where I say I never start anything. I'm a finisher. Like, that's my role, is to finish things. Like, you ever see that movie, what is it, Taken?
Yeah.
The guy who says I have a particular set of skills and I'm going to execute them. And so my job is to use my particular set of skills, which is closing things. That's what I do. And so I don't know if I'm an instigator, but I mean, when you put it in the perspective with this Kardashian story, I don't know. I think Black China, it would seem like she's really a negative instigator on this one. Leave well enough alone.
Even regardless to the fact that so the reason I brought up good and bad, right, is because everybody who infuses themselves in your life isn't necessarily in there to do harm, even though harmful things occur in their actions. Like her intention, her intention is to go in, get him away from the people, get him out of the house, have him be excited about life again, opposed to having them keep him under a leash and quiet. I don't know what's going on.
But she couldn't do that with anybody else?
She could have, but she decided to do it with him.
Just, coincidentally, her ex-boyfriend...
Well, couldn't Kylie have had dated someone else's baby's father?
Kylie. Oh, right. She's the... Okay, see, you got to get me. You got to keep me on track, because I don't know that. Yeah, like, hey, everybody out there in the Lake Effect land, you have to understand that I am all politics. Everything else except the Kardashian realm of things. I don't understand what happened with Kanye. Kanye kind of left us there, but
we spoke to that like twice, so I'm just gonna leave him alone.
I was a fan, but
was a fan.
I was. Yes, he did. He did.
Ain't losing me.
It was. I don't know. It was just weird, but I'm not going to dwell on that one for too long. But I definitely believe this aptly named Black China is a horrible instigator in this whole thing, because she could have went and found another glutton out there instead of Mr. Rob Kardashian. Instead she went there just to be close to her kid and Tyga and the baby, because isn't Kylie like 17 or 18?
She's 18 now.
And excuse me out there for knowing this man's age, but isn't Tyga like 26?
Not sure what Tyga's age. Yeah, he probably is like 26. So yeah, it was 17 and 25.
I saw him on this like really, and I'm going to use a radio friendly word here, very Jake, like reality show back in the day, and he was like 18.
Can't get it with Tyga.
All of that, yeah.
I didn't watch. I ain't even gonna lie, I didn't. But I think she's a positive instigator. So this is my lesson of these stories. There's definitely people in your life who come in and try to set up moments of friction between you and other people, whether it be in the workplace, in your family, or in your friendships. It's your job to be weary of those people. Like, I can see a trouble starter from a mile away. I done went over to my friends like, look, they like you more than they like me, and it looks like they're going to try to like run away with you. So, considering the fact that this is what I see going on, when it actually happens, I don't want to hear anything. Like, you just really need to move away from this person, or just be weary. I like to let things happen and then teach people what happened after the fact. So, I've experienced that a few times. So, I know for a fact, and I've done it, where I've been a person, I've seen two people kicking it, and I don't necessarily agree with them people kicking it for whatever reason. Either I got a problem with a person, or I feel like they're not real friends to each other, and I'm sick of it, and I want to pull out the good friend and leave the bad one astray. So I've definitely been what can be considered a bad instigator, but I had good intentions, which goes along to what I think Black China was doing. Like, although she has both good and bad intentions, whatever the outcome could be for the person she's instigating could be positive. So there's definitely people who come in and break up perfectly good friendships, like a boyfriend who separates you from your family, or nemesis of your friend who doesn't want you guys to be best friends, although that best friend does plenty for you. And then there's those good instigators who can see you're in a negative situation, get you in, expose you to some great things, and have you on a different path in life. So just be weary of what type of instigator you're dealing with. Are they positive or negative? Because there's both, as far as I'm concerned. Any closing remarks?
Troublemakers are troublemakers. I definitely believe it. Because what it sounds like you're saying is like there's involuntary, voluntary instigators. Mm-hmm. You know, people who are not there on purpose, but they have an agenda. You know,
I think we all have an agenda.
To an extent, yes, we all do. However, the varying levels of your agenda will determine like what's really going on. So, like, if I am dating a young lady, and I'm going to put myself in this because I love putting myself in hypothetical situations that you can't change. And I'm dating a young lady, and let's say we had a nasty breakup, okay? And so to get back at her, I go and date her sister, okay?
Well, that's just negatively instigating.
Yes, but that's from the you know, the clearer ear over here who's really ignorant to these type of things. It sounds like she is just doing this just to instigate a horrible situation that will probably result in some calamity that we'll hear on E News later this month.
I feel it. I can get it. I'm not gonna label her. I'll allow you guys to do that. But I can definitely see both sides. In the world of black and white, that's one area of gray for me. So
right on.
With that being said, we're going to close Teachable Moments. I look forward to you guys' feedback. What you think? Is it positive? Is it negative? Do you catch yourself being a negative instigator? Do you catch yourself being a positive instigator? Did you even consider the concept of a positive instigator before now? Let us know. And with that, I'm going to jump into a song. And we'll be right back with financial literacy. Welcome back, you guys. That was Panda by Designer with 2 eyes. This is Mr. Clark back with Mr. Gio for financial literacy.
Oh, we're going to talk about money.
We're going to talk about coins. We're going to talk about the math. So this week, I wanted to break down for you guys the spending plan pie chart, or just basic budgeting of your money, because that's important. So people ask me, like, you're so good with money, you always seem to have it when it's time to have it. And that's not necessarily true. Like, I don't really make no money in the job I'm making now, but
I understand that with Mr. Clark. I really do.
I've learned how to tuck things away and also, well, to speak to why I'm not making no money, because I value experience over the financial. So sometimes you have to make choices that'll catapult you further later. But I've always been big on saving or tucking money away or having money for the things I care about. And the way you go about that is compartmentalizing the different areas you spend your money on. So a lot of people pay their bills and like have nothing left, and that's actually terrible. So what I wanted to discuss with you guys today was this pie chart given to us by good old Mother Oprah.
Oh.
So it's the Oprah's diet. So
if
they
Oprah said it, it's the truth.
As close to it as you can. But
yeah,
especially in regards to money. But so basically, they break up your paycheck weekly into these 5 categories, and this is kind of conceptually how you should be spending your money. So your housing costs should be if you can see the chart right now, your housing cost should be 35% of your overall income. So that's your mortgage, your rent, your repairs, taxes, utilities. So gas, light, and heat, and all those things should be coming out of your housing costs. Now, for a lot more of us, that's probably closer to 50%, which is still significantly better than us who pay our bills and buy food and that's it. So considering those things, if you're at more than 35%, maybe some things you could consider is living in a more affordable housing. I don't know, testing out different utility companies to see, are you definitely getting the lower costs? Maybe budgeting to handle some of your basic needs at someone else's house. I know a lot of us are just recent graduates, so we kind of go what?
It's not worth it. It is not worth it. Do not, when you graduate from school, do not move back in with your parents.
Look,
okay?
There's mixed feelings in regards to that. Because a lot of us maintain great relationships with our guardians of sorts. So,
Mr. Clark, you call me Mr. Geo on this show. Mm-hmm. I'm not regarded as a Mr. anything at home with my parents.
Well, hey, look.
I got you.
To cut costs, you got to cut some attitude. Got to cut some power. I'm willing to do it. And then you go into debt, so paying off those student loans, those credit cards. But with the 10%, I actually should have spoke about first, is your 10% is saving. They always say pay yourself first, and they don't mean go out and kick it first. They mean save first. You want to give money to your future self. So that's the money you set aside for your retirement plans, whether it be your 401k, your Roth IRA, or if it's stocks and bonds. You want to take 10% of everything you make and tuck it away to the side. I've had to use my savings in the past, but I was so happy that I've established that for myself, and I didn't necessarily have to reach out and borrow from other people first. It'll be a long time before you know I'm broke, just because I've saved so hard, intensely. And then those last 40% go towards transportation, so car payments, gas, insurance, repairs, which is is another part of life, keeping insurance and cars and stuff going. And that actually played into a lot of decisions I made. Like, I could have had a new car, and I've been auction car shorty since I've been old enough to have a car. Just because I didn't want to have car payments, because I wanted the liberty of being able to go, you know what, I don't like this job anymore, and not having any bills that had to be paid on a monthly basis.
I like that.
So maybe those are the things you consider when you are accruing these new expenses. Are they going to force you to maintain a job that you don't want to maintain? I'm at a part of my life where I don't necessarily mind having to maintain a job now, so I'm going to look into new cars. So just monitor your percentages.
Now, Mr. Clark, how as beautiful as this chart is, and it's in rainbow colors.
How realistic is it?
Exactly.
That last 25% is for fun. So eating out, vacations, entertainment, and clothing. Hey,
I need that. I definitely do. I'm a clothes hog.
I'm real big on need versus want. You want that?
Yeah, I had to buy these pants. I had to buy these pants yesterday.
No.
Now, how realistic is it for people to, mind these percentages? Because I know for a fact the savings part for me is out. I'm 24, so
yeah.
I'm not saving for anything right now, but I should. Housing is non-existent.
Mm-hmm.
Other living expenses, can we times that a little bit more? Because I saw what other expenses are: the food, the clothes, and everything else, the entertainment, and the debt is actually quite large, so you can actually make that a little bit bigger too. So now, how realistic is this?
As I would say, from a personal standpoint, it's pretty much
for us people who are not business people like you.
Not even necessarily. This is a conceptual thing. So this is a guide, an idea that you want to pull yourself closer to. Now, at certain points in life, it is going to be a lot less realistic than other points in your life. But just to keep this basic mind frame in your head that you're always kind of assessing your different financial decisions, trying to stay in line with this concept, then you'll do a lot better.
Yeah, I'll definitely think about this thing when I'm swiping my card at the mall tomorrow.
Right. Or when you're stopping at the vending machine to spend $1.25 5 days a week, not realizing that you spent around, what, $8? I'm rounding there.
Yeah, because
a week.
Oh, what? Oh, man. At the
On the vending
machine?
machine.
Oh, that's some bull.
Right. So just kind of keeping that concept in your head as you're spending. You're like, hey, did I go over my housing budget? Did I save at all this month? And here I am at the vending machine. So those kind of decisions that I make on like almost every decision, trying to keep track of how much money I'm spending where, helps you have those that fun money when people decide, hey, I want to go so and so. You can afford to go. You don't want to be that friend that can't never afford to go. Then people start looking at you funny like, you can afford the things you want.
Oh, man, I tell you, I was the guy who never had gas money back in college.
Right.
Like I had gas money, but...
Well, back when we was in college, gas was around $4. Now, if you ain't got gas money today when it's like $1.98, we got problems.
Yeah, my car won't roll without at least $7. So
that's your limit.
Yeah, but at least fork it over. I mean, especially now, like I can do damage with $7.
I wasn't big on collecting gas money.
I wasn't either, but then again, I didn't have a car, so
it was easy not to be big on.
Yep, it's all about my friends. Hey, you going to the store? Yes, you are. I'm going to tag along.
Don't get me wrong, you guys. I'm broke, so if you're willing to give me a ride or donate to Mr. Clark and the Lesson Show, we really appreciate that. I know these kinds. No, I'm just kidding. I'm doing pretty good. We're going to jump into another musical break with you guys, and then we're going to come right back for our final segment, which is going to be Senior Seminar in a few seconds. All right. Hey, you guys. Welcome back from that last musical break. This is Mr. Clark in the studio with Mr. Gio for our final segment of the day, which is Senior Seminar, where we talk about not sex, not religion, not politics, but we kind of do, just not a reach of the teacher, which is why it's called Senior Seminar.
All right, I'm down with it.
To start us off this week, I'm going to give you my 3 topics that I want you guys to be interested in or just know a little bit more about. Current events, right, people? Current events. We should all be staying in the news, keeping ourselves current. If you don't watch the news, which I can be found guilty of, I kind of step out the house without turning it on. But if you don't do that, at least take a glimpse at, you know, a good old Huffington Post, a good old New York Times. What else is a good one, Gio?
CNN.com.
CNN. Just check something out. Just 3 articles a day. You'll be surprised how much more intelligent you sound when having small talk, when you could just pull on, hey, you know what's going on with ISIS?
You know what I find very, very useful is actually Twitter. I go on Twitter and I look at what's trending and I see the news.
It's not just social, you guys. Sometimes it's current events too.
It's a beautiful thing.
They all know that though. Twitter's been growing in its political purposes.
Yeah, my students actually told me something about Black Twitter today. They told me a lot of stuff that I really didn't know. Black Twitter is very funny.
It's a real thing, like a real community.
Yes.
Like you can segregate your Twitter page by Black Twitter. Like I was quite surprised myself. Now I knew it was like a theme-ish thing, like, you know, but no, it's a thing. It's an official department.
Do you want to know how I know it is? Because it was my white students who told me about Black Twitter today. It was great. They were into it. I'm like, all right on. Thank you.
Black Twitter has been known to be on multiple factions or demographics ass, depending on what they say.
But I tell you, it's beautiful. It brings people together, so I'm down with it. Hey, go for it.
Anywho, speaking of social...
We'll talk about that off the air.
Speaking of social networks, Instagram has decided to move away from its chronological feed to an algorithm-based feed, which both annoys and confuses me. Why, oh why, must we curate what people see? Just give it to them chronologically.
There you go. You got it, man.
And let them decide on what's important and what's not important. I think by moving everything, like, do you know how bad it pisses me off to see stuff from yesterday on Facebook, knowing good and well people posted stuff this morning that I just can't see. So I got to go to their pages. Like, just let my feed be where my feed is. If I want to go look and see what Diane was doing yesterday, then let that be up to me. I will go to Diane's page. I will scroll down to the bottom to see what Diane was doing. We all do it, especially when we get a new friend. We scroll through that page. We go through years worth of history. So why not let us do it instead of you deciding to do it for us? That is annoying.
Wait, what's going on?
So Instagram
Yes.
is moving away chronologically. So instead of putting the posts on there as the pictures occur, they're going to base it based on popularity, what your friends have liked, what have you liked in the past. So you're not going to see, if I post a picture from 5 minutes ago, you might never see it because based on the algorithm, they find that other things should be shown to you more importantly.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay, I see the list of words that I can say, so I'm going to say, what the hell is going on? And damn, I can't believe it. Like, I don't, wait, so I don't get that many likes.
Yeah,
so I might be best over here.
You're never going to get that many likes under this new policy, which is the part that's pissing me off. Like, what about the people who are trying to grow themselves, okay? I wasn't popping back in the day, but I done glowed up. Now can I get my likes?
Yes. Yes, indeed. I'm actually quite upset about this. Thank you for letting me know.
Well, I'm upset because for personal reasons, apparently. But still.
Yeah. Jeez.
Like, we don't all hit it when we first join. We might hit it 2 or 3 years later. Do we not deserve our likes at that point? You know?
Yeah, I think I deserve likes.
Or
Shoot.
deciding who's important and who's not important. I think, like, an important thing to parry this off of, and I didn't even mean to talk about this for that long, but I think is an important point, is that in radio, a lot of times, a lot of reasons new artists never get broke is because it costs to play that song. So if we were allowing the songs to be played for free in the order in which they're submitted, you know, we might have a lot more artists out there opposed to that same general crew. So, like, you're going to get tired of Instagram at some point because it's going to be like the Kardashians in the west of the world and nothing else. You're never going to see your friends again because the algorithm says you don't care about your friends.
Wow. That's a lot to take in.
Well, don't take it in because we're going to move right along.
Yes, sir. Roll on.
And Sony has not officially announced, but we've kind of some speculations out there that Sony's going to release their new virtual reality headset in October. So for the low price of $400.
That's a down payment on the bucket.
It really is, isn't it? And we were just talking about evaluating those percentages and how you're spending them. I think that's well over. That's like 4 months worth of your entertainment budget right there. So start saving now, people. October. You can get that headset and it's going to be out for $400, which is significantly less than all their competitors. I think they said that HTC Vive or something like that. It was $800, so that's why I didn't bother to learn the name, because I'm not spending $800 on any form of gameplay. I'm sorry, I just don't have it right now.
Oh man, these people are out here walking around like stormtroopers in these virtual reality headsets.
I think it's going to be the coolest thing in the world once they actually develop it.
I'm good.
I'm kind of scared, though.
I'm happy with my reality here. I'm cool.
Virtual is probably better, okay? I mean, you can just develop your own little world. It's really nice. Depends.
I'm old school.
But if you're interested in that $400 price point, you will have to already have the console, which is $400, around $400 in itself. I saw one for $299 earlier. I was researching, and the webcam and the motion controller, which are about $50 a piece. So if you don't have it all together, it's somewhere around $800, $900. But if you're only need the new headset, is only $400. So start your savings now. And my final article was in admiration of our FLOTUS, that's First Lady of the United States, Miss Michelle Obama. I need to just talk slower. I really do. I need to work on it.
You're doing fine.
I need to talk slow like this so I never mix up.
It takes away the animation.
The Miss Michelle Obama linked up with a couple of her girls, Kelly Rowland, Janelle Monáe, Kelly Clarkson, Miss Yellitt, and Leah Michelle. Leah Michelle is from Glee, if you didn't know that. and a few other people to come out with This Is For Our Girls song, which is a song about being an educated young girl. And the purpose of the song is to actually promote the... Oh, wait, hold up. I have the article here. But Michelle Obama instituted the in conjunction with Peace Corps, the exact name of the program, is...
Isn't that the Save Our Girls movement from a couple of years ago?
Yes, it's the same movement. I don't know if it's called Let Girls Learn program in conjunction with the Peace Corps. So they're going to actually use the proceeds of said song to fund different educational programs across the world. So go Michelle Obama once again.
Well,
put in her money where her mouth is.
Oh, well,
or using her mouth to make... Oh, wait. That can be taken a lot of ways, so I'm going to stop right there.
Look at that. See, I don't believe many people have dirty minds, but it's neither here nor there. I digress. Speaking of the First Lady and the President, I have a bit of news. Okay. If a lot of people haven't heard, the President of the United States has stepped foot on Cuban soil.
Okay.
Yes, the first sitting president, anyway, to step foot on Cuban soil since 1928.
Yeah, well, they were saying like 90 years, right?
Yeah, Calvin Coolidge was the last president to...
I think I did see that on my way out.
Yeah, it's very huge. I mean, last time, anybody's actually been talking about Cuba or the United States.
Because we're about mending fences, not building them. Keep going.
Well, there's a couple people out there that want to not mend fences, but build them. So, keep a lookout for that. But I thought it was very interesting that... in this president's last couple of months as president, he's going to Cuba. He's breaking down barriers that haven't been broken down yet.
Can I put out my conspiracy theory in regards to Obama? I think he's like subtly preparing us for some crap. Like, what other president do you know made it his issue to go on Surviving Nature during his presidency?
What is Surviving Nature?
Like, he went out and had a whole like survivalist, naturalist thing on TV where he went into the Arctic and ate like live fish out of the water.
Who is this guy?
Yes, he's like the president of the United States doing stuff like this. In addition to just running the country and stuff like that.
You know what? To quell that one, I'm going to say, hey, you the president. You got 9 months left. Live it up.
It's my conspiracy.
Go do your thing.
Hey everyone, I'm learning how to be a naturalist. I'm learning how to survive in nature. In case society collapses, maybe you should learn some of this stuff too. Like, that's what I took away from it. But I'm like, covert conspiracy theory.
See, I take it the other way. He's let me go.
Just showing you how fun being a naturalist.
Yeah,
is.
Go eat some live fish. The president,
right out the Arctic.
Michelle Obama, she's dropping a rap album.
Yeah,
okay,
because this is what we do. Because we're fun like that.
Yeah, there you go. Do your thing, President. Live it up. You
had another thing. Are you going to give it, or you decided it was too controversial?
Yes, for the airwaves, you don't want to be too controversial, and I don't want to, steer your minds in the wrong way, because we can't do that.
We want to teach you a lesson.
Yes.
And not teach you our lesson. So whatever we give you, we're hoping it's unbiased. How about that? We want everybody to tune in, because money spins green.
Yes, I agree. However, I do want to say that there was a rally that and it's sticking with the president. I am a political science major, however, we can't talk about too much. But with politics and people coming on the college campuses and speaking, I really listened to the president over the weekend, and he had this speech about limiting people coming on the college campus and limiting what actual students hear. He said that you should listen objectively to both sides of the coin. Mm-hmm. And I believe that's just me anyway, believing that, hey, college campuses, let's listen to everybody. We're students.
Agree.
So to be an actual student, you've got to listen to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And so being biased is just the death of the art of being a student.
True.
So there's my final point.
Well, that in closing is the lesson. I hope we left you with a good one this week. Feel free to give us feedback at the lesson radio show at gmail.com, or you can give us feedback at Ask the Lesson, or you can give us feedback at the end of the YouTube video I'm going to post tomorrow. We appreciate you. You have a good night now. Hey people, thought we were done with you? Not just yet. I wanted to tell you about a new segment we're going to be adding to the show, so for multi-generation, I'm just going to slow down. For multi-generational night, we have book club. So for youth night, we couldn't do anything but have you sit in front of the TV. So we're going to add watch party. The shows we're going to be watching for watch party are FYE's Married at First Sight, the first year, which comes on at Tuesdays at 9, and Bride and Prejudice, which comes on at Tuesday at 10. So Married at First Sight is a show dedicated to they actually grabbed 2 volunteers from the general public and they put them together in a relationship in hopes that maybe they'll stay together, and they see how that relationship develops as they get to know each other. I think the first year episode might be previous couples they've already put together and see how their relationship is continuing to progress. Bride and Prejudice is a television show about 2 couples that get together in not necessarily ideal circumstances. So let's say, for instance, there's a gay couple on the show, there's a multi-generational couple, so they're actually introducing themselves to their families for the first time, and come to find out they're actually getting married during those introductions. So they'll make for great TV. And our final episode, it's Locked Up on MSNBC, which is Saturdays at 9 p.m. I think it gives a great insight on the social experiment of being inside of a jail and not necessarily having to be there, and seeing how that impacts a new person from the outside. So those are the 3 shows we'll be watching. We look forward to seeing you guys next week. All right, have a great day. You can tell that's like my voicemail ending. Have a great day. Bye.